My Xiaomi Yi lens has a scratch on it. Can you see it right there? It's not a reflection of the light right there. That is my lens, and it's got a scratch on it. And I'm going to show you how to replace the lens on your Xiaomi Yi if you're in a similar situation. If you've got a scratched or broken lens, you can get a replacement lens and replace it. It's only about 15 bucks, and the job is not too hard. Let's get into it. If you go watch my Euphoria Burn 2016 FPV flight video, you can actually see that there's a smudge on the lens. Well, it's not a smudge, it's a scratch. Before I shot that video, I actually did some practice flights around the effigy, and I tried to fly through the top of the effigy, and there was actually a window frame covering the gap I was going to fly through, and because of the resolution of the standard definition FPV feed, I did not see it. So I lined the shot up perfectly, but I did not check out the flight line before I tried to fly it, and I smashed right into the thing. And I had a lens protector on, which I guess it was the lens protector didn't break, but the lens protector is actually flat, and I guess it smacked into the lens and scratched the lens. Maybe it did its job. The lens didn't break, and I was able to continue flying and take some, albeit smudgy video, but the lens is now shot. So it is actually a pretty easy. Now, I have opened up my Xiaomi Yi before. Shut up, go away. Shut up, go away. Now, I've actually opened up my Xiaomi Yi before when I did the microphone fix. I didn't make a video about that. So I have been in this camera before, and I kind of know what to expect. You see that the lens comes in a nice little holder to protect the back lens element there, and it's got a cap on here to protect the front lens element. So that's just going to screw right out of there when it's time to get it in the camera, which it is not time to do yet. A tool that you're going to want to have is this little plastic opener tool. Now, you don't need this exact tool. It's just a little thin piece of plastic. It's not rocket science. You can make your own with a credit card, or you look on the internet, there's various ways to make one. You definitely do not want to go at this with a screwdriver or any other metal tool, because you'll really gouge up the plastic. It's not good to do that. I'm going to just pry open this seam along the front of the camera. Oh, yeah, there we go. It may be easier for me to do this than it will be for you, because I've already been in here one time. It may come apart easier for me. Just work your way around. There's clips around the outside. Should probably take the battery out while I'm doing this. Just good practice. Let's do that real quick. There we go. Always good to take the battery out when you're working on electronics. The sound you hear in the background, if you hear a sound, is my cat maniacally chasing her tail, in case you're wondering. That's probably going to keep happening. Your camera will come from the factory with some hot glue, like so. And you need to get that hot glue off. Now, this is my hot glue from the last time I did a fix, but yours will look similar to this. A lot of people go in here with a knife and they damage their camera, so don't do that. I think the best thing to do is to pick the hot glue off with, well, I'm going to try with a hemostat, my good old friend, the hemostat. I can kind of grab it and get it off. And that's what I did for the factory hot glue as well. So it's not just because this is homemade hot glue that it's coming off so easy. I've heard of a lot of people going in there and cutting a important cable, like this Wi-Fi cable here, for example, if they go in there with a knife. So just hot glue will come off. Just gently pull it off. Okay. And out she goes. There's the damaged lens out. And we'll now unscrew this one from its carrier. And let's see here. It's getting tight. Let's just stop there and we'll take it from there. I don't want to screw it in too far, if that's even possible, and damage the sensor. So there you go. Now your lens is replaced. Now you need to go through the focusing procedure, which I have another video on, and then just hot glue it. Put your hot glue back, Put your front back on. You're good to go. That is how to replace the lens on your Xiaomi Yi.